boy now. Helping the lady, I'm a big boy now. Oluwa is involved, oh. Now, what we they go? What's in that you move? Everybody come around, eh? Mama and Papa come around, eh? Put on your dancing shoes, eh? Lift up your hands and shout, eh? The boy is hot, oh. We are hotter than fire. Said I'm thanking you for life, Lord. Thanking you for peace of mind. Thanking you for mercy. Oh God, Lord, you've been so good to me. Hey, said I'm thanking you for life, Lord. Thanking you for peace of mind. Thanking you for mercy. Lord, you've been so good to me. Oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, my Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh. We will praise your name, oh, forever and ever. Oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, my Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh. We will praise your name, oh, forever and ever. Yeah. And I'm thanking you for life, Lord. Thanking you for mercy. Oh God, Lord, you've been so good to me. Hey, said I'm thanking you for life, Lord. Thanking you for peace of mind. Thanking you for mercy. Lord, you've been so good to me. Oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, my Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh. We will praise your name, oh, forever and ever. Oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, my Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh, Jesus, oh. We will praise your name, oh, forever and ever. Yeah. Strike for noise. Swaps. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Online 24/7. Tag Community Voice Radio. The radio station for Thurrock's BAME community. Subscribe, listen live, and download our app from the Apple and Google App Stores.
Welcome, listeners and viewers, to another episode of Earth Awareness Show on Tag Radio. This is your go-to source for interactive and educational information on anything health and well-being. My name is Ayo Adio, and I'm an health journalist. Today's topic is called bloody sweats, bloody cough and night sweats. Bloody cough and night sweats, these are symptoms of a disease. Other symptoms are generally feeling unwell, afternoon fever, and these are the symptoms of a disease called tuberculosis. Yeah. Tuberculosis is a disease caused by a bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacteria was first discovered in 1882 by a great German scientist called Robert Koch. Robert Koch lived between 1843 and 1910. Well, while we are talking of great scientists, we must also remember Anthony van Leeuwenhoek, who is also called father of microscopy and also called father of microbiology. Why? The reason being that it was Anthony van Leeuwenhoek that discovered the basis of microscopy. He discovered that organisms can be enlarged small organisms can be enlarged. Small organisms that we cannot see with our naked eyes can be enlarged until we can see it through microscope. It was its experiment that was developed over the years up to today that we have microscopy. So thank you, Robert Koch, for discovering Mycobacteria tuberculosis, and thank you, Anthony Van Leeuwenhoek as well. May your souls rest in peace. Yeah, let's go further back to our discussion, bloody cough, night sweats. What I mean by bloody cough is that when one is coughing, the sputum coming out of that cough, it becomes blood stained. So that's what I mean by bloody cough, and that's a symptom of tuberculosis, which is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now, what are the virulence of tuberculosis? I mean, how dangerous it is. If it's not discovered, diagnosed early and treated, the bacteria will multiply in the body, and it gets carried throughout the body through lymphatic vessels and blood streams. It gets carried to the liver, the kidneys, the brain, and the meninges, and it causes a lot of damage to these body cells. To these organs. So how can one be infected? One can be infected if one is in the environment or very close to a person who has got this bacteria in his system. And if that person coughs out, the droplets coming out of his or her mouth might contain the bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which sometimes are called TB bacteria or TB bacilli. So if someone now inhale that respiratory droplet, and it goes into somebody's lungs, it can stay in the lung for some time. Now, depending on one's self-mediated immunity, if one's immunity is strong enough, it can kill this TB bacteria, and that will be the end of the story. But if one's cell-mediated immunity is not strong enough, then the bacteria will begin to multiply. And when the bacteria multiply, it causes damage. The other thing is that this bacteria can stay dormant in one's lung for many, many years. 10 years, 20 years, without causing issue. As long as one's immunity is sort of check balancing it and getting rid of the bacteria. But once immunity gets dropped, maybe 20 years later, it can resurface again and start causing, start multiplying and causing causing tuberculosis disease. Now, let's talk about the identification and the processes. So, generally, when somebody is feeling unwell, one goes to the general practitioner and sort of complains of the symptoms. And in this case, it's going to be generally feeling unwell. When coughing, one produces a sputum that contains blood or is blood stained, which they call hemoptysis in scientific language. Now, the practitioner will do some other test and physical test, and it might require somebody to send this sputum that is blood stained to produce this sputum that is blood stained and send it to the laboratory, to the microbiology laboratory to be precise, to test for the presence of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So in the laboratory, the lab people, they have their laboratory protocol. They decontaminate the sputum and process it and until using various chemicals like sodium hydroxide and so on and so forth, and so on. So, and do the basic microscopy, look at it under the microscope and see if they can see anything that looks like Mycobacteria tuberculosis. If they see it, they also continue further investigation by trying to culture it on media, and TB culture media, in some cases using the TB blood cultures to sort of grow the organism. And this takes several weeks, between 6 and 8 weeks. But initially, if they can see the Mycobacteria tuberculosis in the initial microscopy after treating the sputum, they report to the doctor, and the doctor can commence treatment or whatever appropriate medical intervention he thinks appropriate. Now, when talking about the history of tuberculosis disease, many years ago, I'm talking about the 80s, people, most governments in the world, they sort of take active action in combating this disease. They set up TB programs to for citizens to get tested, and when they get tested, and if they're found positive, they get treated immediately. And also, they encourage people to take a TB vaccine so that to boost their immunity in case they get the droplets in their lungs. The immunity can assist them in combating disease at the primary stage. But over the years, due to issue of finance, people, some governments sort of relaxed the financial contribution to the TB programs. So, it's not, it wasn't effective as it was before. And when we talk of migration as well, TB is tuberculosis disease is prevalent in developing countries. Due to a lot of issues. Poverty, homelessness, overcrowding, and everything involved, and access to medical facilities. So some migrants, come with the disease to the Western world, and that's one of the reasons why sort of it becomes prevalent in the Western world as well. So the main crux of the matter is just to make sure that one is able to know one's TB status, and if one feels is experiencing any of these symptoms, it's always good to seek medical intervention as early as possible. Now, we're going to talk again about the severity of the infection. It's a worldwide tuberculosis is a worldwide disease. It affects everybody, not different cultures, race and everything, and it's prevalent all over the world. So it is. We're going to go for a short break now, and when we come back, we're going to continue with our discussion on bloody cough and night sweat. Stay tuned. Don't go away.
Your glory, no one to share 'em. Jehovah, anything you talk, you they do. You get the power to save, heal and deliver. Hosanna, the angels to sing hallelujah. You know they lie, you know they fail, you know they carry my matter they play. See yesterday, you call me your own. When it reach my turn, Lord, you know they delay. From generation to generation, from Liberia to Jamaica, you know they carry last, you know they carry last. You authentic God, authentic God, authentic God, Jehovah,
Online 24/7. Tag Community Voice Radio. The radio station for Thurrock's BAME community. Subscribe, listen live, and download our app from the Apple and Google App Stores.
Hello, welcome back, our listeners and viewers, to the Health Awareness Show on Tag Radio. My name is Ayo Adio. Please don't forget to connect with us on social media platforms at Tag Radio, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Yeah, previously we were talking about bloody cough and night sweats, which are some of the symptoms of tuberculosis disease. And as I said earlier on, other symptoms are generally feeling unnecessary weight loss, afternoon fever, then and night sweats. Also, we did talk about the causes of tuberculosis disease, which is mycobacteria tuberculosis, which was discovered by Robert Koch in 1882. We also talked about the virulence of tuberculosis disease, of mycobacteria tuberculosis, which some people also call TB bacteria, or they call it TB bacilli. We said if it's not diagnosed early and treated, it can spread to other parts of the body. It can attack other vital body organs like kidney, brain, meninges, and other parts of the body. And we did talk again about the process of identifying the TB bacteria. What happens if one is coughing and produces sputum that is blood stained? We did talk about a medical practitioner asking someone to produce sputum, and which is being sent to the laboratory, and which the laboratory scientists sort of process the specimen and first of all do a microscopy, try to look for mycobacteria tuberculosis, the bacteria in the under the microscope. And if is positive, they report back to the doctor, and the doctor sort of start treatment, and the laboratory people will continue to culture the bacteria to see for the growth to happen. And we also talked that mycobacteria tuberculosis is aerobic. It likes grows in a oxygenated area. So at this part of this segment, we're going to sort of talk a little bit about the world view. I mean, what happened worldwide as per Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Well, according to the statistics from the World Health Organization, about 11 million people were infected with Mycobacteria tuberculosis in 2023. Out of these 11 million people, 1.5 million people were children. So that's just to tell you the severity of this disease and the prevalence of this disease worldwide. So it's a disease which one must sort of be aware of and to take precautions to not to get infected with the disease at all. Now, out of those people, 11 million people that were infected last year, about 2 million people died of tuberculosis in 2023. That's a lot of people worldwide. So it's a disease that we all must be aware of, especially in the African community, which we have to take a special precaution in sort of testing ourselves against this disease. That's one of the precautions we've got to take. We've got to know our TB status. I mean, what I mean by TB status is that you got to get tested by the TB care team, and also if you have not been vaccinated, I mean, you need to get a TB vaccine so as to boost your immunity against Mycobacterium tuberculosis, just in case one inhale the droplet from an infected person. In addition to this, is that one has to avoid living in overcrowded rooms. I mean, a lot of people, when you live in overcrowded room, you don't know who has got the latent version of the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now, as I discussed earlier on, I said if one inhale the droplet, and in the droplet there's the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, it can stay in the lungs for 20 years and not causing problem to the person who has inhaled it. But if such person sort of cough and one is around the environment, one can inhale the TB bacteria, and if it goes into one's system, I mean one's lung, it can become active. So one needs to avoid overcrowded area as much as possible. Then also they said cleanliness is godliness. One is to sort of keep the environment clean so that any respiratory vomits on the around has been cleared off and got rid of. Now, at this stage of our show, it appears we're going to be drawing curtain on today's episode. At this stage, we have to sort of get a massive shout out to the TAG community, and we also want you to connect to us on various platforms, which I can show you from here. You can see Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, Instagram, and YouTube. So we hope at this stage you've got a little bit of knowledge on tuberculosis disease, what causes the disease, and how to avoid getting infected. So before next episode, a brand new episode is coming up. Please stay safe, maintain balanced diet, and check your TB status wherever you are. Stay blessed. Okay. Bye.
and gentlemen, we present to you one of the best choirs in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. Come on now.
That's a beat to today. 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 Ọmọ bàbá.
Baby, what?
Baby ṣe.
Nípa who?
Nípa ìgbàgbọ́. Nínú Jésù.
Say what? Say what?
Ṣebí bàbá mi.
Lónìlẹ̀ o.
Lónìlẹ̀ o.
Let's go.
Kí máa yìn fanda, kí máa yan fanda, 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 kí máa yìn fanda.
Are you ready for step two? Are you ready for step two? 1, 2, 3, let's go, say.
Ìdè mi ti já, ṣẹ̀kẹ̀ṣẹ̀kẹ̀ ti bọ́, ọ̀run ti ṣí, ire mi wọlé dé, mo ti lálùyọ, omi lórí skyscraper, mo ti wà lókè, má lọ́nà gẹ̀rẹ̀, wá bá mi lókè.
I am His own. I'm seated in His glory. If you look me, you will see, say I am over.
I just didn't get post. You just bust in my brain.
Everywhere I go, I dig up, I'm lonely.
Ọmọ bàbá.
Lady, what?
Baby ṣe.
I can hear you.
Nípa ìgbàgbọ́.
Say what? Say what?
Nínú Jésù.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ṣebí bàbá mi.
you don't mean it.
Lónìlẹ̀ o.
Let's go.
Kí máa yìn fanda, kí máa yan fanda, 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 kí máa yìn fanda, kí máa yan fanda. Mélòó ni mo rò nínú oore tí bàbá ṣe?
Can you count it?
Mélòó ni kí n sọ nínú oore tí bàbá ṣe?
Can you think of it?
Mélòó ni mo rò nínú oore tí bàbá ṣe?
Of course.
Mélòó ni kí n sọ nínú oore tí bàbá ṣe? Oore rẹ̀ máa pọ̀.
When I think of the goodness of Jesus and all He has done for me, I know He counts. I know He counts. I know He counts.
Oore rẹ̀ máa pọ̀.
You the try counter. I know He counter. You the try counter. I know He counter. He's plenty, Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Spirit of Prophecy. This is definitely the gem of the year. Counting the goodness of Jesus and reflecting our authority in Christ as sons and daughters of Jesus, of the Most High. God bless you.
Online 24/7. Tag Community Voice Radio. The radio station for Thurrock's BAME community. Subscribe, listen live, and download our app from the Apple